Hello, everybody. This is Jason F. Smith, creator of Shades of Intimacy and the Modern Day Warrior, found at jasonfsmith.com. Welcome to today's Daily Download Edition, where today's topic is building stuff. So sit back, relax, and welcome to the Daily Download. Okay, I got a little story to tell you. This is kind of fun. The other day, I was kind of contemplating and doing a little bit of meditation and quiet moments and feeling out to each one of my kids. And so sometimes what I'll do is get quiet and just concentrate on one kid and listen to my heart. Like, what do they need? What's going on with them? Where are they at? It's a connection exercise. It's just something I do. And I was feeling into my 21-year-old, soon-to-be 22-year-old son, Riley, and I felt an interesting thought come up, and it was, we need to build something. So we need to build something. And there was a time when the kid's mother had died. My three kids' mother, Samantha, she died 13 years ago. And I remember everyone obviously being extremely down. You know, there was sadness, there was anxiety. We were all down. And what I went and did was I went and bought this huge aircraft carrier Lego set. It was by a company that wasn't actually Lego, Mega Blocks or something like that, where they did them, but just quite a bit cheaper. So it was this huge piece for a huge aircraft carrier, really detailed. Something that, kind of lit me up. I used to build plastic models as a kid. I grew up building plastic models. My father would build the balsa wood models. So he'd build them out of balsa wood. I built them out of plastic. And here we are building these out of these big ships and planes out of Legos. And so every day after work, I would come home and we would go up into the attic, and me and my three kids would sit there and we'd build this aircraft carrier. And I remember literally feeling like the weight of the world was on my shoulders. I mean, you can imagine, right? My wife has passed. I am a single father suddenly with three children, and who I love very much, but there's a weight there. It was heavy. But in that darkness, we built this aircraft carrier every day. And I remember just feeling like I was walking through mud to get up to the attic. Like, I don't think I could do this. That was what would go through my head. Like, I can't do this. There's no way. No way I'm going to make it up there to build today. And somehow, by grace, really, it was by grace, I just went every day. And the kids would gather around and we'd look for pieces. And on a Lego set that big, there's just like 5,000, 6,000 or something pieces. And so you have them all in these bowls. And each time you need a new piece, it's like searching for an hour. That's an exaggeration, but searching for a couple minutes to find them in your various bowls. It's a thing. But slowly you see this object you're creating come together. And it was by grace that we as a family built that boat, and we also went from just surviving to thriving. And so this ties into the story to a few days ago. I was feeling into my son Riley, and it was build something. We need to build something, he and I. And so I waited a while, and then I went to him, and I said, "Hey, son," this was 2 nights ago, and I said, "Hey, son, we need to build something." And he looked at me and he goes, "I've got the exact same feeling." And he wanted to build a container, a box, out of wood and nails and plywood. I mean, and it was like, okay, well, and then he ran downstairs. We're in the middle of the conversation, and he disappeared, and he came back with a piece of whiteboard, an old whiteboard that he had, And on it, I had written in a scrawl that something like, "We are best when we are building stuff together." And so he remembered that I had written this a long time ago. So we were all like, wow, this was all the connections were coming. And so we have decided, we've gone out and got the supplies, and tonight we're going to build something together. There's this a tenor, a thread of excitement in us. And there's this wording that my Coach Jesse uses. I have a coach at Wake Up Warrior, and he likes to say, "What are you going to create today? What are we going to create? What are we building? What are we creating? What are we building? What are we creating?" And I can tell you, as I work in intimacy with my wife, there's a lot of practices to kindle the passion and the connection, right? But one of those is that when we create something together, sometimes we'll create a meal together for the family, or we'll create an event, or we'll create an actual object. We like to do painting together. Sometimes we create a challenge for ourselves, and then we do that together. So there's this building component, this creating building component in relationship that is potent and profound, and it will put a little excitement in your step. It'll get you both going in the same direction. It's kind of like having a mission. You're on a mission together to get something done, and there's a bonding that happens when you do that. So how do you apply this? So very simply, this is what I want you to do, is take some time to meditate, pray, or do whatever it is you do to get a little quiet and just feel into your primary partner, or maybe your children, or one of your friends. It doesn't matter who in intimacy here, is the connection, right? You just feel into something and feel with the intention of, what can we build together? What can we create together? It can be an event, it can be a dinner, it can be actual wood and nails. I mean, it can be anything. One thing you want to be careful of, so this is a little tips from the experts here, right, is don't go too big right now. Me and Riley are building a small little box. It's huge in energetic proportions, but it's simple in its creation. It's just a small, simply created box, but it's powerful. So don't go too big, because you'll overcomplicate yourself, kind of like I did with that aircraft carrier. But that one worked out. But just tips, a lot of times we'll start things and then we don't finish them, and that leaves everyone empty inside, and it's worse than had you never started in the first place. And so make sure you pick something, and when you pick it, pick something you can finish, and then you just got to be committed. And that there'll be a part 2 to this story. I'll talk about that commitment on the next daily download. So this is Jason F. Smith giving you an assignment. Go out and create something with someone you love.